Hello, Rule Mithril here once again. It's time to start up our next project, though before we open up the game, I do want to give just a quick epilepsy warning. They started the intro to this game with a very bright, full-screen, white flashing effect, so if you're sensitive to those kinds of things, I'll let you know when that's past. So yes, this is a game by HAL Laboratories. And the flashing effect is over. You're safe to look now. I have to wonder how many people saw this intro parodied in Super Meat Boy and knew where it came from. I want to say it was used for the Salt Factory stages. Anyway, welcome to Adventures of Lolo, an action puzzle series for the NES. I always enjoyed this series growing up. I played it with my family. We'd pass the controller around the room, do one puzzle each. It was a good time. So this is sort of a nostalgia project for me. Let's get right to it. Also, you might recognize these characters as Lolo and Lala from the Kirby series, which was also HAL Laboratories, so that checks out. Floor 1. Your mission, save the captured Princess Lala from the Great Devil's evil empire. You're the only one who can save Princess Lala. So, here we go. In each room, your goal is to collect all the heart framers. Sometimes when you grab one, you gain egg magic. Yeah, you heard that right. The name of the game in Japan was even Eggerland. With egg magic, you can trap enemies in eggs and move them around to your liking, such as Snaky here. Snaky cannot actually do any damage to you. Its entire purpose is to just be in the way, so let's take care of that. Once you have all of the heart framers, the chest opens and you can grab the magic jewel. Doing so destroys all the enemies and opens the door to the next room. Each floor has 5 rooms in it, so I think we're going to do 2 floors per video. Doing the first 2 floors will also introduce us to all enemies in the game, as well as most of the major mechanics. In this room we're introduced to Gaul. As long as there are still heart framers in the room, Gaul isn't a threat. We're also introduced to emerald framers. You can push them around and use them as blocks. An important note about trees. They will block your shots. However, they do not block enemy shots, so be careful about that. Once you've taken the last heart framer in a room, Gaul wakes up. They can't change directions, but once they're awake, they'll shoot fireballs straight forward as long as you're in a direct line of sight with them. However, they can only shoot one fireball at a time, so you can kind of fake them out this way if you need to. So, moving on. Next up we have Leaper. It's in the lower left corner of the room. It's another enemy that can't hurt you, but it can trap you. It jumps around wildly until it makes contact with you, and then it falls asleep. Once it's asleep, you can't move it, even if you have egg magic. So, don't let it follow you into a corner and trap you. Also, if you use egg magic on an enemy you've already turned into an egg, you blow it away for a while, but it will come back. So we kinda need to lure Leaper into an out-of-the-way spot. This'll be safe. Once it's asleep, nothing will move it. Also, as you can see, Snaky did come back. But with that, we're free to grab the rest of the heart framers. Next up, we have the aptly named Skull. Once again, as long as there are heart framers in the room, it's not a threat. But we're gonna go ahead and pin these ones in. The last one, we're sending it away. Once you have all the heart framers, skulls wake up and they'll try and track you down. We'll let this one come back to show it off a little bit. Yeah, it's coming for me. And room 5 we have Rocky. I think this is another enemy that kind of made a cameo in the Kirby series as Blocky. Rocky cannot be hit with egg magic in this game. It can in some of the later ones, though. Once it's in a direct line of sight, it'll try and rush you down. It can't hurt you, but it tries to trap you this way. And there we go. Floor 1 down. Floor 2. Congratulations! You have just cleared Floor 1. This is not the end of the battle. So, we're started off immediately with another new enemy, Alma. This one is very aggressive. It'll just try and rush you down. Horizontally, it'll roll up into a ball and go after you. And once it goes into that form, it can't turn. However, it will not go into that form while chasing you vertically. Kinda weird. But yeah, it just pursues you. Next up we have Medusa. Yeah, they can't move. Just don't get in a direct line of sight with them, and also remember, they can shoot through trees. So yeah, we're just gonna block them off. If they're not blocked, you can get into a half space in one's line of sight and be okay. But if you get all the way into their line of sight, then you're in trouble. And I know you're curious what happens if you do. So you're just going around, minding your own business, working on solving the puzzle, and you lost track of a Medusa. One thing I can show here, though, is heart framers do act as blocks as long as they're still present. However, we grab this one. Yeah. There's no getting away from the shots from a Medusa. It freezes you in place, as the name would suggest. So, losing track of a Medusa amongst trees or whatever, yeah. Lolo can actually give you an occasional jump scare. So yeah, let's not do that. Whenever Medusas are around, just be very, very cautious. It's easy to be caught by surprise by them. And they have another form, Dawn Medusa. These ones move. They'll just move in a straight line, either back and forth like this, or in some stages they go in a vertical line. It's also worth noting, while trees won't protect you, boulders will. And yeah, before anyone asks. So the main difference with Dawn Medusa is they're just a bit more stylish about their attack. Yeah, they throw swords at you. However, they do still freeze you in place, so there's no leading the shot and getting away from it. So yeah, again, don't do that. We're just gonna pin you in a bit. It is worth noting, even if you lead a shot, I don't think you can use egg magic on Dawn Medusa. Pretty sure I've tried that and it just does not work. So now, time to start combining more enemies. Also, we're introduced to the concept of power tools. If you look over on the right-hand menu, I have a hammer. However, I don't have it yet. Once you've collected enough heart framers in a room, they'll start glowing. Picking up a glowing heart framer activates one of your tools, in this case the hammer. And you can use that to get rid of a boulder. However, you only have one use of it. So, make sure it counts. And so, one more room. In this one we're introduced to grass panels. You can cross over them safely. Enemies, however, cannot. We also have one-way panels. You can cross them sideways, however, you cannot directly cross against the arrow. Notice, however, we also have a one-way panel as our power. We have to sneak in here to get this one to activate it. Also, I'm just going to push you there because this is kind of funny. If you trap an enemy on a grass panel by shoving them onto it in egg form, yeah, they're just kind of stuck there. Don't go touch them, but it's still funny. So yes, once you have a one-way panel active, you can use it to change the direction of a one-way panel. So now we can go in here. Didn't quite do that the way I wanted to. We're still gonna have one skull to deal with, but at least only one. So, let's run for it. And with that, floor 2 is done. Floor 3, congratulations, you have just cleared floor 2. This is not the end of the battle. However, it is the end of the video. This is where we're going to stop for now. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. And try not to have this song stuck in your head for the rest of the day.